This is Silicone. Should we be concerned if the companies are? This was put out this week. Was this put out by? This was In Art.
In Art, yeah.
And I'm just going to read this in case you can't read the screen. I thank God I got my readers on. Dear collectors, thank you for your support for our 1/6 Wonder Woman collectible figure. In response to concerns raised by some collectors regarding the silicone material, we would like to make the following special announcement. The figure's body was originally planned to be made with medical-grade silicone. However, after thorough testing, we found that this material had two major limitations and shortcomings. Poor paint adhesion. The bond between the paint and the material was poor, leading to potential fading and discoloration. Poor durability. Under normal display conditions, so that's like not direct sunlight, in the cool, blah, 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 the paint may crack or deform after approximately 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
To ensure the longevity and posability of the figure, we ultimately chose to use platinum silicone instead. This material has better paint adhesion, greater durability, and can better preserve the detailed paintwork. For any collectors who are concerned about the changes in silicone material and wish to request a refund, we will unconditionally accept refunds within the specified time frame. And then Eric actually posted a few things about medical grade. I'm not going to read this, but you guys can. It
was even more confusing the first paragraph because it was like not all medical grade is platinum, but not all platinum. Like it was like.
Yeah, there's all these different tiers to silicone. And again, I'm just going to put these up if you guys want to freeze the frame. If you're watching this later, you can pause it or whatever. But
basically, the difference was medical grade silicone is cured with peroxide, to where platinum it's more pure. They don't use like chemicals and stuff. So I don't. They don't mention paint and adhesion and all that. But
I was going to say, but what does that mean to paint? To paint what am I working for? Integrity on piece. I'm not sure medical grade silicone, right, is intended to be painted.
Well, I was just gonna say that's the thing though, is like that's what they've been using.
Yeah, I've always been puzzled how they even paint silicone to begin with since they started doing it and how it stays on there. But
like I think of like the Heath Ledger Joker bust that I had, that was medical grade silicone. But I never had any issues with it. I had it for a couple of years, but it's, we always kept hearing that like that. Oh, it's good for like 50 years. That's what we kept hearing. It's going to be good for 50 years. Wow. No one of course knows,
who cares?
But even so, like, I would say like, I'm not going to live another 50 freaking years. Like, it's just like, who cares? Like, I don't care. I'm going to enjoy it for the couple years that I have it. And if it cracks down the road, yeah, that sucks. But like, what happens if you have a piece of art that gets wet, or what happens if you have something falls on, it's like, things break, things happen in life. And so no one's going to have a 50-year freaking guarantee, but it does concern me because there are a lot of people that were told or promised that there wouldn't be any issues. But now obviously a company's coming out, which I think this is really the first company that's ever come out and said, we have discovered there are issues. Have you guys ever heard another company say anything like that?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
In Art is Queen Studios, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I have the life-size Captain America, and I don't know what color silicone is, because the only thing you said it has trouble taking the paint. I mean, so the only that's silicone on him is his flesh. So I don't know. I mean, he's got some blood that's like red, I guess. It's like, looks like a bruise on his face, for the battle damage. But other than that, there's not much paint. It looks exactly. I've had them for a couple of years. There's no windows down here, and there's it's very cool down here. And then the Pattinson one, it's his face. That's got the hand punched hair. But I don't know what color it was when they first created it, and did they paint it like a skin tone? But
or is it even like
looks fine to me.
I would imagine they can't seal it. So like when we have like polystone statues, they put like a clear coat over it to protect the paint. I would imagine with silicone you can't do that. So that's what always puzzled me. Like if you like squished it, does like the paint crack? But I guess not. I've seen people do it and nothing happens to it. So.
I mean, I pressed the chin in and it's pretty solid. It just feels like hard rubber.
Yeah, especially like the Infinity stuff.
Yeah, it's not like the J&D where you can squeeze it and his face actually gets squinched up. This is like, they're both really hard.
But see, like the squishing of the face has become a marketing ploy for them. You know, it's like the J&D pieces, everybody squishes the face and makes them all weird and the eyes bulge out. It's become like a thumbnail and it gets people's attention. But at the same time, if you're doing that, are you now risking paint to crack? I don't know. Like it would make me nervous.
That 1/3 Hulk that was like kind of articulated.
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet, but it's amazing.
Like, I mean, I can't imagine that you would want to move it. Just the arms moved anyway, so it's not like you can really do much with it. But even just moving the arms, if you would get some cracking around the elbows, maybe, because I don't know.
That's what we need. We need somebody to come on the show and explain the process and how it holds up with the paint and everything. It'd be interesting to hear.
Well,
Can I say something?
Yes, absolutely.
I just want to reject your initial premise about not caring if something lasts 50 years. As a buyer of Golden Age comics that are 80 years old, were printed on the cheapest paper possible and were meant to be read and thrown away, and yet survive to this day, some of them in pristine condition. I have been conditioned over the last, I don't want to tell you how many years, to appreciate something that survived that time and is still in great shape. So I absolutely buy a statue intending it to last at least as long as me, if not longer. So yes, I would be pissed off if I bought a silicone statue and in 10 and 20 years, it was cracking and having problems. I have talked to some statue companies that refuse to use silicone because they don't think that the evidence is there that it will last 50 years.
Prime One's a perfect example. Their creative director has told me personally, they're like, we're never going to do silicone. We will never do it.
What I would love to do,
we don't need it.
If somebody's out there and they have like a damaged silicone statue that they have to like toss out, start doing some experiments on it, see if like the paint comes off with, just getting wet, see what happens if it rubs. I don't know. I would just do a bunch of experiments to see what happens to it and see how it holds up.
I just had this great.
Since they've been used. Sorry, Chris. How long has it been since silicone statues have been on the market? And have we heard anybody?
5 years.
All right, 5 years. Let's say, have we heard of anybody at all in any of the groups or anywhere online saying that I have this issue or this is cracking or this is? I mean,
not yet. Not yet.
But I've heard of them splitting open. Like you get like a little slice in it or something like that. It kind of like.
Well, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah,
so I'm asking you if you heard it. I didn't hear it. I never heard somebody's head splitting open.
I think Flankster somebody had that issue. It got like sliced a little bit and kind of how silicone is rubbery, so it kind of went kind of like opens up like a gash.
So what I envision now, I just had this flash of brilliance. What I want you to do is I want you to be in like a lab coat with like Beaker from the Muppets and little. Like,
remember when
and then I want you to like test silicone.
Remember when Sideshow took Mr. Freeze and they actually froze him? Like I would be doing stuff like that. I'd be applying heat. I'd be freezing it. Just see what happens to it.
That's what I'm saying. There's a whole new art direction for All Things Art channel. I absolutely love it, which is I just love the idea of that. That would be hilarious. But yeah, it would be interesting because obviously you work with a lot of those materials. You work with a lot of paints and thinners or paint thinners or whatever you use, to do your repairs and do your paint jobs. So it would be interesting to know and to find out. But it does make me a little bit more nervous, and I'm assuming, Jeff, like you said, like the longevity. You don't have any silicone pieces, right?
No,
and do you ever plan on getting one because of that?
I've never planned on getting one.
So, I mean, that says a lot right there too,
Mm-hmm.
And I think me and Billy, are we the only two that have silicone based products?
Matt does.
Matt has, right?
What do you have, Matt? I forgot. Oh yeah, you have the life size. You have the Batman.
Some bust. Yeah, I got some bust.
Does that concern you at all?
I don't stay awake on it. It is what it is.
Thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to lose any sleep either. And again, like it goes back to like my kids don't want it. They're just going to chuck it or sell it or something like that. So then it would become somebody else's problem, I guess, at that point. But I definitely understand where Jeff is coming from. As a longtime collector, it's like you do expect, you pay the price, you do expect hopefully it'll hold up and still be the same. but it just like anything, like, art can fade, paint can fade. So I don't know. I mean, if Jeff had his Batman statue right in direct sunlight, it's going to look different, and so silicone is just still untested. But I do think it's interesting that a company would come out and say something. Now, on the other hand, did they end up charging more for the platinum silicone? Did they charge more? I don't know if that was ever figured out for sure or not.
See, but that's just wording. Like, how do we know it's platinum silicone? How do we know it's medical grade? So it could be the same silicone you've been using for 5 years, and now you're just saying it's platinum.
Or is that statement they made even true? They could have just been making all that up.
It could have been. We don't know. Rick is asking, can silicone statues be repaired? I would imagine the polystone parts can, but I don't know about the silicone parts.
I mean, I'm sure they could be repainted if it's like split open or something. No, you're not. It's not like something you can patch back up.
Don't say that, Eric. What are you doing?
I've only worked on one silicone piece, and that was your piece about Batman's head. But that wasn't on the silicone. That was just
it wasn't the silicone.
Yeah,
it was the
helmet.
Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.